Yeah. Back to the intro. I'm a touch up a little on the intro that you know that I put together a couple weeks ago. Who I am, I'm a dreamer. I'm a hustler. I'm a go-getter. I'm a visionary. I'm ambitious. It's just so much, passion, so much pain, so much, triumph, so much ups and downs, forks in the roads that built me to be who I am. And my message is just pretty much to motivate. That's like I was saying in the first go run. Like, it's just to motivate. I can't really, there's not much more to say besides that. Like, I want to see others win as much as I want to see myself win. I get motivated by when I see somebody putting in the grind like me, and I see something in. I think a gift of mine. I see something in people that they don't even see in themselves, you know. And sometimes I don't give myself the props that I deserve. Deep down inside, I know like who I am, and I know like I am that. But you know, I try I try to be humble as possible, and I think that comes natural. But in a sense, sometimes I gotta pop my shit, and I need to becoming more open to doing that. And I feel like this, not even popping my shit, this is just like showing who I am as a man. I think this will take off for me because it's just natural. It's just natural how I feel like I can motivate just about anybody in a certain type of way. If you're listening to this and you continue to listen to this, I feel like it's working in some type of way. So appreciate y'all for tuning in and continuing to rock with me on my journey, whether it's music, whether it's Hope and Hustle with Anthony Keith, whether it's Live and Impactful Showcase, whether it's Formulate Entertainment, whether it's Emerald Dreams Lab, like whether it's Two Phone Tones, One Stop and Drop, like I'm a man of many hats, and I just can't stop working. Like I can't just chill, and that could be a gift and a curse. But I feel, not even that I feel like that's just something I gotta do, and I know one of these things, not even cracking off, but they're all just going to be hand to hand on the journey, and it's clear as day. From when I'm 15 to I'm 27 now, you can see the steps, you can see the growth. So it ain't nothing's hidden, nothing's incognito. It's all out there in the open. Like, just check my rap sheet, check my catalog. Like, the proof is there. The proof is in the pudding. So once again, I'm from Kansas City, Missouri. Growing up, we were on the east side. We moved to Raytown. Went to school in Raytown. My mom and dad like didn't have the best relationship growing up. I'm not the only one, but they they fought a lot. They were totally not good for each other at all. Looking back, it's just like a lot of relationships at all, like just horrible, toxic, toxic, toxic. But yeah, my dad was on the east side growing up. My mom was on the west side, Westport. And then we went out to Raytown, and my mom got her first crib out there. My dad lived with her a little bit, and then we would go back and forth from my mom's to my dad. In the mornings we would drive out to Raytown, and we before even my mom had the address, we took our grandparents' address. On the like south side of Raytown and shit. So that was that was the reason why we went to where we went. But my father, he got clean in 2003. Yeah, October 8th, 2003, he got clean, sober, off drugs, off alcohol, and he pretty much turned his life around. Around that same time, maybe a year or two after, a couple years after, he bought his first. We bought the first home in Raytown. Well, actually, it's like South Kansas City, like Swope area. He turned his life around, and he did everything for us. I think my mom was 33 when she had me, 33, 34. Me and my brother are 13 months apart. New Money Jose, my big brother Zach, 13 months apart. So, um, I think my dad was 30. So yeah, he had a wild life before he had us. had us. He, thankfully he turned his life around when we were young. So all of his fuck ups before, all of the addiction and stuff like that, we didn't really see that. I mean, we definitely did, like looking back, but at the same time, he corrected it when he had to, in order for us to be him to be in our life, moving forward. So I was probably what, like 5, 6, 2003. I was born in '96. So no, that was 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. So around that age, and we grew up in the, maybe that's another reason why I'm the way I am. We grew up like with the routine, a schedule. Like I knew right and wrong, and I knew like, the family tree and what things, I could do and what things, probably weren't best for me. And that's, people ask me all the time, why don't I experiment with drugs? Why don't I experiment with alcohol? Because I've seen it, and I've seen what it can do, and it's destroyed a lot of my family, So I know I'm already crazy. Anybody knows me, I'm a goer. Like I be on some hot shit. I be doing some dumb shit. And now that I'm older, I can see that and be like, damn, I used to really be on dumb shit. I still be on dumb shit sometimes, but I move accordingly where it's works in my favor sometimes. Just being who I am. But that's the reason why I don't do those type of things, because I'm scared. And at the same time, I know like I don't need none of those crutches. Like a lot of my family that I seen, my mom, my brother, brothers, they, a lot of people, we all have family that deal with addiction, and that, you know, uh, have pain. They try to cover it up, and that's. I always knew that I couldn't do that. I always knew not to say that I'm better than anybody, but maybe that's why I started making music. Maybe that's why I started hustling at a very young age, getting to the money, because certain things that happened in my life, I had to do that, or I probably would be in prison right now or dead because I'm a hothead. Like I that was my reason not to go down that road. I could have went a whole other road. Most of my friends growing up, and stuff that I was close with, some of them got weeded out and found out they were snakes. They weren't really friends. Others didn't never follow the lead that I tried to set, that I try to put in the lives of them. And some of them are in prison for, they've been in prison years. So I'm thankful and blessed that I have this head on my shoulders. I say it all the time, and that I guess my dad definitely had a big part in that, because without my dad, like, I definitely would have been, like, so I'm blessed that he was around for um as many years as he was in my life, even though it was cut short in 2019. Up to that point, like, he did his job. He did his job completely, and there's no other man that I could be like, you know, he literally was that epitome. He was the best dad you could think of. My mom had her problems. She definitely loved us. I love my mom still, of course. But she had her problems, and she was one of those uh, people that let depression and pain and addiction and sorrow take control and take over, and it it, it, it took her, and it's just something like, I know my story has a message. I can put some motivation and put some in the people that have been through the same stories, and be like, you don't have to go down that route. You don't have to be, you know, depressed. You can get back up like me, and I'm not even where I'm going to be. Like, I'm literally speaking right now, and I'm literally fucking up at the same time. Like, you know, I'm literally doing shit every day. But the thing is, uh, now I make a mistake and I correct it. I say, look, this is this is not cool. I'm not going to get where I want to be in life fucking up and doing this shit. So I think that's where the wisdom and the past experiences came along. It's like, okay, you know, it just came natural. After all the triumph, all the adversity, you know, it makes sense. So I'm gonna be talking about a lot of shit on here, like my successes. I'm gonna tell some crazy stories. I'm gonna talk about bad stories. Things where things went left. Nothing too like you know you know, negative in a sense, but I'm gonna be real about it. I'm gonna tell what's real, and hopefully people find it interesting, and enjoy the journey of Hope and Hustle with Anthony Keith. So that's what it is. Shout out Emerald Dreams Lab. Shout out Formulate Entertainment. Live and impactful showcase. We got showcases on the way. We got videos on the way. Shout out Two Phone Tones, One Stop and Drop. We trying to do it the right way. Anyone that knows me knows my story, and I'm a businessman. I'm trying to take this shit up and do it the right way, and that's it. I'm not a bad person for those people out there, that don't know me, even family, that you try to judge me based off of whatever. Y'all don't know me. Like, how about y'all have a conversation with me? And if y'all really want to know me, y'all need to listen to my music, and you need to listen to this podcast. It ain't even a podcast, this segment, this series, and you'll really be able to understand me. Like, okay, that man is really on a mission, and he got something to tell, some story to get out there. So I just know who I am, and I'm great. I'm great, and I can see it, and I just need the world to see it now. So that's what I'm on. Hope and Hustle with Anthony Keith. I got dreams, I got goals, and I know, like, I can't. It's just so much. There's so much in my head all the time, and like I said, once again, it could be a gift and a curse. I could I could slow down sometimes, but at the same time, like, nah, this is really like my purpose, really, to just get after it, go and get after it however I can. And, you know, uh, I made my own way. Some people might be against that, like, oh, well, like, nah, how are you going to tell me something and this has worked for me? Like, I'm not out here, hurting people and, being evil. Nah, anything, even when I do bad, there's good in the bad, and it's like people need to open up and be like, and this is just for anybody. You need to go after who you are and go after your potential and go after what you want to be. And like, some people are gonna be against it for sure. And I got family. We all got family that or whatever, that just doesn't understand your vision. And it's like, bro, that definitely can be heartbreaking. But I'm to that point in life where I don't really give a fuck. I don't care. Like, I'm going to be me, and you can either accept me or not. But when I see you, just who I am, maybe, like some people, whatever, try to hide or whatever. I'm me, full out there in the open. I'll tell you to your face who I am. Yeah, that is correct. That is true. I am that. You know what I'm saying? But there's a reason. And I'm not, that doesn't make me a bad person. I'm just going to tell you what the fuck it is. Like, that's who I am. I'm not ducking and dodging nothing, because I know who I am, and I'm confident in who I am, and I'm confident in the journey. You might not get it, but that's cool. I don't, you don't pay my bills. I don't want you to get it. Like, you don't know what went on in my head when certain shit happened. And, even before all negative and bad shit happened, I was this. It just put more fuel in my fire. Like, it literally just ignited it. Like, when I was a kid, I used to sell baseball cards, bro. I used to hustle. Like, I would have a shop in my mom's house of literally drawings, baseball cards, football cards, basketball cards. I had my own shop. Like, I was a hustler. I was a gritter from the beginning. When I was 5, 6, 7 years old, 8 years old, and family would come over, and I'd try to make some money. Friends would come over, and we do little, like, games involving, like, sports, where it comes to, like, like you got to do this, and if you do this, you get this. It's like, I've just always been creative. I've always been, and just when you grow up, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's you gotta turn it into business. And I turned, like, shit into legitimate business, and I don't know. I really hope, certain people that don't know me, they tune in and they literally find that, like, motivation. They be like, okay, like, damn, he ain't no fucking thug. This Tony ain't no thug, you know. He ain't no thug. He's a real solid stand up dude, like, real solid. And you know, it's mostly for me, but at the same time, like, I want to set the record straight on a lot of shit moving forward. When it comes to anything, so that's just what I'm on, man. I'm on this journey, and it's a beautiful journey. I'm correcting my mistakes this year, 2024. Like, I know people say it all the time, but it's up to me. It's up to you. You know, are you going to be in the same spot next year, or are you going to be in a whole other spot? And it starts with today, and that's pretty much what I'm on. It's coming. Like, we on it. Like, one day at a time, and we gonna get it. We gonna get it corrected. You know, hope and hustle with Anthony Keek.